In Philadelphia of 1925, Class K-36 locomotives were invented for the Rio Grande narrow gauge in Colorado and New Mexico and are numbers 480, 481, 482, 483, 484, 485, 486, 487, 488, and 489. These engines need half tons of coal and 5,000 gallons of water. People have one question about these locomotives. Where are the wheels? These engines have the drive wheels inside of the frame. On the outside are side rods and counterweights which connect directly to the wheels. This can allow the engines to have a good and big size and still be able to be narrow gauge. 480 was retired in 1970 and was stored in Durango, but in 1985 she was restored and started running on the Durango-Silverton Railway. 481 had never been taken out of service. Back right after she was built, was the first K-36 locomotive to run into Silverton. 482 was retired in 1963 and went to Chalmers for storage in 1970. In 1991 she was traded to Durango for K-37 engine 497 and was restored 1 year after. 483 was one of the most favorite K-36 engines to rail fans and pulled the last Rio Grande passenger train across nearly the whole railroad. She was even the first engine to pull the first train on the Cumbres and Toltec in 1970. By 1972 she was retired and put in storage in Chalmers. Luckily crews are planning to give her display restoration. 484 had been out of service and put in storage in 1970 in Chalmers, but by 1983 she was restored and running to her normal self. Something special about her was that she was used as the Pueblo and Chalmers circus train in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade in 1989. 485 was a very helpful K-36 with boxcar trains, but in late 1954 she crashed off the turntable in Salida. Due to the bad injuries on the rods and boiler, 485 could not be saved and was dismantled. 486 was retired in 1962 and taken to the Royal Gorge Park for display and then in 1999 was replaced by K-37 499 and taken to the Durango and Silverton for restoration. 487 has not ever been retired and had worked on the Cumbres and Toltec ever since the D&RGW narrow gauge railroad ended in 1970. This locomotive has been a lumber train helper in Alamosa in the Rio Grande days. 488 has not been ever retired and is currently operational on the Cumbres and Toltec Railroad. 489 has been retired in 1962 and in 1970 was sent to Chalmers and stored there until 1974 and her restoration. She is quite useful on the CNTS and is a good helper engine for a lot of trains.